This story began in the early 1990s, more than 30 years ago. My name is Robert. Back then, I was a carefree, happy college student, full of life and eager for graduation. A professor once advised me to savor college, as it would be the best time of my life. And he was partially right. I had few responsibilities beyond classes and grades. I met a girl in school who captivated me. She was witty, had a wonderful personality, and we shared similar interests. We began dating immediately and were inseparable. I'll call her Emily. Emily was beautiful, with a shy demeanor I adored. I believed she loved me, and I loved her. As graduation approached, the world felt open to us, and our bond felt strong. Emily wished to be closer to her parents, who lived 1,500 miles away. So in the mid-1990s, I relocated to a small town near them. I secured an apartment and had some savings until I found employment. Emily moved in, and we discussed marriage and children. It seemed idyllic. After 3 months, I found a job and settled into a routine. We were happy, planning trips, and enjoying life. But storm clouds were gathering. 6 months into living together, Emily took a part-time daycare job. Although all her co-workers were women, she started to withdraw. I attributed it to job stress and didn't press the matter. Eventually, she quit and became a stay-at-home girlfriend, but the distance remained. I suspected she might be seeing someone else. I had no evidence, but recalled a college friend's similar experience that ended with his girlfriend's infidelity. I couldn't imagine Emily doing that to me, especially after I'd moved 1,500 miles for her. The internet was rudimentary back then, and cell phones were expensive. We had one, but used it only for emergencies. I considered private investigators but couldn't afford one on my entry-level salary. I decided to investigate myself. One day, I received the phone bill and noticed an unfamiliar number called from our apartment. My heart sank. I used a payphone to call the number, and a man answered. I hung up, knowing my world was crumbling. At the library, I discovered the number belonged to a man named Mark, one of Emily's exes she'd mentioned when we first started dating. I drove home, pretending nothing was amiss, and checked her computer after she fell asleep. I found emails confirming the affair, outlining plans to deceive me. Emily even wished I was part of the Heaven's Gate cult. I couldn't believe it. I left work early the next day, confronted Emily, and she denied everything, wanting to move back to her parents' house. I gave her until the weekend to pack and leave. That weekend, she left, and I was devastated. The woman I planned to spend my life with was a liar and a cheat. I was numb with grief. On Monday, my boss noticed something was wrong, and I told him about the breakup. Later, Emily began emailing, wanting to talk. I told her I couldn't trust her. She denied cheating, claiming it was all in my imagination. Enraged, I sent an email with all the evidence to her mother, Mark, and her friends. I then blocked her emails and told my boss I needed to resign. He understood and backdated my resignation, which helped financially. I moved back to my home state, feeling like a failure. I adopted a cynical attitude toward women, dating only to satisfy my needs and avoiding single mothers or women with exes. This continued until I met Sarah in the mid-2000s. Sarah was different, rekindling feelings I hadn't experienced since Emily. I established ground rules before becoming emotionally involved. No exes, no opposite-sex friends, and complete transparency. Sarah agreed. We married, had 2 children, and have been together for almost 20 years. We share no secrets. I looked up Emily on Facebook and found her single and childless, which offered some solace. I'm sharing this to emphasize that hope exists after heartbreak. Time heals, and you might find the right person. Never give up hope, and exercise caution before trusting again. Thank you for reading my story. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you want to share your story, email it to Lessons from Life. I'll see you at the next one.